Horry-Georgetown Technical College Safety and Emergency Response Manual, created November 2009, published by the Office of Business Affairs. Welcome to the Horry-Georgetown Technical College Safety and Emergency Training Session. The purpose of this brief training session is to provide you with a general understanding on how to prevent, detect, and respond to emergency situations and ultimately ensure the safety and well-being of all faculty, staff, students, and college guests. While no plan or training session could cover every conceivable situation, the HGTC Safety and Emergency Manual does supply the basic and otherwise essential information to address the most common safety measures or emergency conditions by reviewing the college's Safety and Emergency Manual. It is the responsibility of each college employee, full or part-time, to familiarize themselves with the HGTC Safety and Emergency Manual. Should questions or concerns exist after reading the manual, employees should contact any member of the college's emergency management team for additional information and guidance. Should you need additional copies of the manual, they can be obtained from the Office of Human Resources, Public Safety, or from the college website. To begin, scenarios covered by the Safety and Emergency Manual include medical emergency, communicable diseases and pandemics, evacuation procedures, active shooter, bomb threat, campus disturbance, earthquake, explosion, fire, hazardous material spills, hostage situations, hurricanes, tornadoes, suspicious mail or packages, terrorist or criminal acts, and utility failure. It is the belief of Horry-Georgetown Technical College to communicate with its faculty, staff, students, and the general public with openness and clarity. The communications policy of the college during an emergency situation is based on the following guidelines: establishing positive stakeholder relations and public image prior to the crisis, coordinating and assessing the crisis response, maintaining consistency of message with a credible designated spokesperson, usually the president of the college, communicating accurately and openly about the crisis, communicating quickly to maintain a proactive response to the crisis, maintaining flexibility consistent with the relative levels of uncertainty and ambiguity, and closely monitoring reactions in the media and from various stakeholder groups. HGTC has a formal emergency management team called the EMT. The EMT is authorized to implement a swift, unified, and comprehensive response to a serious incident, handle public and internal communications related to the event, and investigate and evaluate serious incidents for the purpose of preventing or minimizing the impact of a future incident. The EMT will report to the President directly through the Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. The EMT members are as follows: Dr. Marilyn Four, Senior Vice President of Academic Affairs; Harold Hawley, Vice President of Business Affairs; Ralph Sealander, Vice President of Information Technology; Greg Mitchell, Vice President, Provost at the Grand Strand campus; Murray Vernon, Provost at the Georgetown campus; Judy Hardy, Vice President for Human Resources; and Greg Thompson, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs. The EMT will be convened to prepare for or respond to such events as any death on campus, at a college-sanctioned or sponsored event, or in and or around an HGTC facility; any death of a student or employee traveling to, from, or on behalf of HGTC; any near-fatal accident or incident including in some cases, attempted suicide, serious damage to college property, any threat to the health, safety, or welfare of the faculty, staff, or students. Other unusual incidents that demand special attention, such as serious injury to a visitor or extraordinary damage to community property. Examples of this are transportation emergencies, riots, faculty-student threats, arson, etc. And in other incidents, which in the judgment of the President or other cabinet members require or would benefit from input or coordination from the college EMT. At its discretion, the EMT may involve public safety, law enforcement, and other individuals, agencies, and organizations, both internal and external to the college. Now let's address some of the specific safety and emergency procedures outlined in the manual. To report basic or general emergency conditions, please see Appendix A of the HGTC Safety and Emergency Manual. Specifically, to report a campus emergency at the Conway campus, please dial extension 7806 for public safety. If you're calling from off-campus or on a cell phone, please dial 843-251-6111. When you cannot reach public safety, please dial 911. At the Grand Strand campus, please call extension 2115 to contact public safety. If you're calling from off-campus or on a cell phone, please dial 843-251-9405. When public safety cannot be reached, please dial 911. At the Georgetown campus, please dial these following extensions for public safety: extension 1405 or 1406. If you're calling from off-campus or on a cell phone, please dial 843-446-1869. Again, when you cannot reach public safety, please dial 911. Also know the locations of the emergency call boxes and use them in an event of an emergency. Note that emergency call boxes have been established in every parking lot and every building on the Conway and Grand Strand campuses. Panic buttons have been installed on the Georgetown campus. Refer to the safety manual or the college website for exact locations of call boxes. Appendix B of the manual describes how you, as a college employee, will be notified of an emergency situation. Please recognize that there are alternative communication plans depending on whether you're a student, faculty or staff member, parent of a student, or other college visitor. Please take a moment and familiarize yourself on how you will be contacted in the event of an emergency by reviewing Appendix B. One of HGTC's primary, but certainly not the only communication mechanism, is the college's internet-based telephone system. This system, called Voice over IP, will enable you to contact outside persons, including public safety and 911. This system also enables the college and other emergency response personnel to reach you directly, whether in the classroom, your office, or lab. Additional training on this system will be provided to you via a webinar in the coming weeks. To report a campus medical emergency, such as fainting, seizures, and etc., please contact public safety and/or external emergency responders or 911. When in doubt on who to call, always contact 911 first. Specific action steps to address general medical emergencies are addressed in Appendix C of the Safety and Emergency Manual. Given the heightened awareness of communicable diseases and pandemics, the college has developed a communicable disease and pandemic plan. That plan is outlined in Appendix D. According to the Center of Disease Control, a pandemic is a worldwide disease outbreak that will affect the undetermined number of individuals. A pandemic occurs when a new virus emerges for which people have little or no immunity and for which there is no vaccine. The disease spreads easily from person to person, causes serious illness or fatality, and can sweep across large geographic areas in a very short time. A pandemic can be the avian flu, otherwise known as bird flu, the H1N1 virus, otherwise known as swine flu, the mumps, or any other communicable diseases. Based on the nature and scope of the situation, the college's emergency management team will take the necessary steps, including, but not limited to, canceling classes or closing the college. The college's response will be guided by carefully planned procedures and protocols, recognizing that every emergency will also demand flexibility and agility in a rapidly evolving situation, with the concern for protection of human life and safety first, then for continuity of operations, including continuity of instruction. If a person is suspected of having a pandemic-type condition or has reported that condition to you, please notify Dr. Marilyn Four, Senior Vice President of Academic Affairs, at 349-5208, or Judy Hardy, Vice President of Human Resources, at 349-5212. Appendix F addresses the appropriate measures to respond to an active shooter or hostile intruder. When an active shooter is in a college building and is actively causing harm or threatening imminent deadly harm to people, you must immediately seek cover and call public safety and/or 911. Give as many details as possible, including your name, location, number of assailants, means of aggression, and other pertinent information. While we've covered the basic or most common types of college emergency situations, as HGTC employees, you should familiarize yourself with all emergency conditions as outlined in the HGTC Safety and Emergency Manual. Those include, but are not limited to, fires, hurricanes, tornadoes, terrorist or criminal acts, and utility failures. Please refer to Appendix S and Appendix T of the Safety and Emergency Manual for specific emergency contact information. Also note that red laminated cards, as you see on this page, outline emergency contact information and have been placed in each college classroom, lab, office, and other areas. If you need a copy of the red laminated emergency contact card, please contact Kevin Brown at 843-602-8543 or Public Safety at 843-349-7806 or 843-251-6111. Please recognize that ensuring the safety of all students, faculty, staff, and college guests is the primary concern for HGTC. The college has implemented numerous measures in the past few years to optimize safety and security and continues to pursue enhanced safety procedures college-wide. The EMT welcomes your thoughts and input on improving campus safety, as you can share any of your ideas with any member of that team. Recognize that ongoing training and/or information sharing regarding safety and emergency procedures will take place every month, either via webinar, emails, and/or newsletters. We thank you for taking the time to listen to this training and strongly urge you to fully read and familiarize yourself with the entire HGTC Safety and Emergency Manual. Should you need additional copies of the manual, please contact anyone in Human Resources or Public Safety, or just simply print a copy from the college website. Thank you from your HGTC Emergency Management Team.